Welcome back to the channel. This time, we're covering our trip to Johnson Valley, California, the stomping ground for King of the Hammers. Before heading south in September, we made some simple upgrades to our newly acquired prerunner, which included Baja Design's lighting, a Warn winch, PCI race radios, and a new mount for our GPS to prepare us for some real rock and desert action. Buckle up, because this trip is all about being better prepared to tackle the 2025 King of the Hammers. The journey started with a solid 40-hour drive. Johnson Valley isn't exactly down the street for us, but trust us, it's well worth the trip. One of the coolest things about taking part in the KOH rookie program was all the great people we met. Some of the nicest were Nacho, his sons Aaron and Ricky, and Nacho's brother, Chewy. Nacho offered us the opportunity to bring down a buggy and leave it at their warehouse in the desert. This was an amazing opportunity that we couldn't pass up, and the main reason we purchased ourselves a prerunner buggy. At last year's KOH, we didn't get much practice accomplished. We didn't have a dedicated prerunner and had to use our race truck. If you know anything about race cars, they're basically an hourglass. Once you turn it over, there's no putting the sand back in the bottle. Using our race car as a prerunner led to multiple mechanical failures, which we had to fix, which consumed all our time. This year, we'll be better prepared. Once we hit Johnson Valley, we set up camp near Turkey Claw with Nacho's crew and our buddy, 2024 Rookie of the Year, Rob Tygart. From day one, it was all about getting familiar with Johnson Valley's rock trails and desert terrain. Because KOH isn't just any race, it's a brutal test of both man and machine. If you spend much time down here, you'll quickly realize why it's the world's toughest one-day off-road race. Nacho and his crew were incredible guides. Trail after trail, canyon after canyon, they showed us the ropes. On tougher obstacles, they'd hop out, spot us through the rocks, and give us awesome tips and tricks. One of the highlights was tackling King's Veto, one of the harder trails that is often used during the King of the Hammers race. What we learned was the big rocks offer traction and you're best to keep your tires on them. If you slip off, or if your tires are half on rocks and half on sand, your momentum comes to a halt. We got ourselves in a few spots where we had to winch to keep making progress up the trail. Let me tell you, winching out here is a whole different game from what we're used to. Back home, you can always find a solid tree within 50 feet. In Johnson Valley, you're scoping out the rocks like a chessboard, always thinking a few moves ahead by looking far up the trail to see your next move. Each day we'd head back to base camp, kick back around the fire, and share stories with the crew. We even got in on a couple late-night birthday celebrations for Nacho and his friend's son. Nothing like a night in the desert with good people, good food, and a cold drink after a day on the rocks. Johnson Valley trails are legendary, and we got in our fill. We hit Chocolate Thunder, Idle Issues, Her Problem, and more. Some in daylight, others under the stars. We even swung by Dave Cole's ranch to catch up with Bailey Cole and Josh from SoCal X. After running trails like Wrecking Ball, Clawhammer, Outer Limits, Resolution, and more, it was time to pack it up. We left the buggy with Nacho, parked the trailer, and hit the road for another 40 hours. This trip was a massive win. We came out with a better understanding of the terrain and a ton of great memories. We're heading back in November for round 2. Ready to sharpen our driving and navigation skills. Johnson Valley, we'll see you soon. Thanks for coming along on the ride. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell to follow our journey to King of the Hammers 2025. We've got more pre-running, more trails, and more prep coming your way. See you on the next one.